Hello guys, this is Kashif Nasir, and today the books we will be discussing would be The Rational Male and other PUA books. If you are new to this channel, please drop me a follow or subscribe. Okay. First of all, what is PUA literature? PUA literature is basically pickup artist literature. The pickup artist movement was started by a guy named Mystery. Okay, so this mystery guy spent around maybe 11 years, more than 11 years, visiting the American bars. He just visited the bars and he observed how things work there, and he learned a lot of things. And meanwhile, he was working on his own, strategies, and he was working on a book. So after 11 years of practice, he, launched this book. This book was called The Mystery Method, Venetian Artist Handbook: How to Put Beautiful Women Under Your Spell. Okay, it was a groundbreaking book, and I read it. It has the most profound psychological manipulation you will ever read. Okay, so this is great book, right? Basically, after that, mystery went around and he started getting guys, other guys, and he started teaching them all those things, how to pick up women, how to move them to a place, and do the deed. So this became a really big movement, pick up artist movement. And meanwhile, mystery was doing this. Along came another guy. This guy's name was Neil. Okay, so Neil was actually a struggling writer back at that time, and he was looking for a big story. So Neil became one of the guys who wanted to learn the craft of PUA, right? But Neil was, he was exceptionally smart, and he became friends with Mystery, and together, they started doing all these things because they were all just, bunch of nerds, and they had this blog online and website where they would, post their, daily score, right? And eventually Neil wrote another book which is called The Game, in which he exposed, all the tricks which the PUA community uses to befriend women, earn their trust, do the deed. So that's what PUA literature is. And personally, I've read a lot of books, and I read most of these in my college days. And what I gotta tell you that most of these tricks work so well, and that's why it's so wrong to read these kind of books. And because they work until they don't. And in this video, I'm just gonna tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't be reading the PUA literature. Okay, so because they work, the tricks work until they don't. I'm gonna tell you why they don't work. So basically, there are like 5 points for this video, which I will tell you. And the first point is externalizing. Okay. All this literature written by a guy named Mystery or Neil or any other PUAs out there like the Rational Male. The problem is they externalize the issue. Okay. Most of these guys, including the guys who practice the craft and write the books, they are emotionally underdeveloped. Okay. But they have the nice guy syndrome, codependency, people pleasing, inability to assert boundaries, lack of initiative, low self-esteem, all those things. So instead of fixing those internal issues, they externalize the problem, right? Their whole mode of feeling good is to score with many women, right? If they do that enough, if they score enough women, they will feel better. They will have higher self-esteem. They will feel more like alpha male or anything. So the first problem is this externalizing thing, right? Instead of fixing the internal problem, they externalize the issue by scoring with women and sleeping with them, which is kind of really bad. Okay, so that's the first problem. And the second problem I would say is self-worth. So this is a big problem. Self-worth is a big problem because the whole PU literature, your self-worth becomes how many women you have been with. If you go to any PUA community right now, if you visit their website or you check the comment section, all the guys, the first question they will ask you, even in Mystery's book and Neil's book, the first question they ask you, how many women you have been with. Okay, so all your self-worth gets attached to this scorecard, right? And it's just really damaging because your self-worth shouldn't be depending on anything. Okay, It shouldn't depend on your job. It should depend on how much money you make. It shouldn't depend on, being a writer or whatever else. Your self-worth should be inherent. You are worthy simply because you are born. If you believe that, which is the truth, you won't have to do all this stupid shit. Okay, so that's second thing wrong with reading the PU literature, right? So the third thing is the zero sum game. This is my favorite. This is my favorite, and learn this by experience. The whole PU literature becomes a zero sum game. Zero sum game is that you can't relax. You can't relax around the woman, okay? Because all the time you're just trying to manipulate them and to do things that you want them to do, right? And you can't relax around the guy because every other guy is a competition. You have to have more women than him, or you have to stay as woman, because that's the only way you can be alpha, right? So you don't have any female friends, you don't have any male friends. So what do you have? You're just alone. It's a zero sum game, and it's just so wrong because it makes you really miserable and lonely. And I'm telling you this by experience, okay? So that's the third point, and no, the fourth point. No, this is a big one. The fourth point is the pretending to be someone else. The whole PU literature, the rational male, mystery method, the game, how to be a judge that woman love, and all these other books. The basic thing is in this literature is pretending to be a high value guy. This high value guy is an imaginary guy that women are attracted to, and all the PUAs try to copy this guy, and they say if you act in a certain manner, like you act like this guy, you will get woman. And this works in the short term, but women, in my experience, the women you attract are not really worth it. Okay, because they always go for, there is a scale, girls always go for, high value women that are very attractive. And most of these come with lots of, insecurity and emotional issues, and it's just, the drama isn't worth it. It's just not worth it. So, good sorting here. Anyway, so, okay, there's four reasons, and the fifth reason is codependency. Now, codependency has lots of definition, right? And it's just, seeking external validation. But to me, the definition of codependency is, other focus. I call it other focus. The definition of codependency for me is other focus. And the whole PUA game is other focus. The whole game is designed to get a reaction from another person, a girl. Okay, the whole PUA game is designed to make other people do things. So that makes you very codependent, because all the while you're just thinking how to manipulate into making somebody do something, and that is kind of really bad. And I'm part of this group, and the people are reading Robert Greene these days, and they're talking about the 40 laws of power, the art of seduction, and they're just huge Greene fans. And I'm just trying to tell them that this literature can be very damaging. For example, Neil, the guy who wrote the game, he is actually in therapy, right? He wrote the last book, and he confessed that he is having some serious mental issues, and I have been there. And it can be really damaging for your mental health, and it's going to damage a lot of people if you keep reading the PU literature, the rational male, the game, how to be a gentleman, how to be beautiful under your spell, and all these other books. And if you watch this kind of content on YouTube, and there are lots of it, we tell you to be the alpha guy or something else, it's just not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for other people. So the point is, if you're having problem, then you should probably read some of the books which I can tell you. You should read the No More Mr. Nice Guy, or you should read Codependent No More, and you should read Boundaries and Codependency and CPTSD, and you should study more about childhood trauma, and you should journal, and that will help you fix those eternal issues, and you'll eventually become the high value guy, and you'll be able to fix those problems without damaging other people or using other people. So that's great. So that was the point of this video, and thank you very much for watching.